So these are some of the lenses that will go on Canon DSLR. Canon and Sigma, these are two most popular companies that make Canon lenses. Sigma are lenses that are made in Japan. So let's look at the Canon zoom lens first. It comes with 18 to 55 millimeter. It is an EFS lens. What EFS means is it's a crop sensor lens, such as for Rebel series, SL3, 250D, 600D. It has autofocus, manual focus. It also has a stabilizer button on it, and it has 18 to 55 zoom. Next, we'll look at the Sigma lens. This is a zoom lens for 55 to 200 millimeter. The Sigma zoom lens also has a function for autofocus and manual focus. This is also an EFS lens. So let's look at what these two EFS lenses from 18 to 55 millimeter and 55 to 200 millimeter lens can do. So when you compare two EFS lens, Canon and Sigma at 55mm zoom, they both offer very similar resolution. Sigma might be half price, but it looks tiny bit more sharper in some scenarios. So now let's look at the Sigma lens. This is an EF lens, which means that it can be attached to EFS or co-crop sensor cameras or full frame cameras. This is a multi-purpose lens. It has 28 to 105 millimeter zoom, which is the technically say in between these two lenses, which is 18 to 55, 55 to 200 millimeter zoom. So this one lens is in the sweet spot between these two lenses. You can find different variations in these lenses. So this lens, it can be connected to full frame or a crop sensor. Now what happens is when you attach it to a crop sensor, this lens, instead of giving out 28 to 105 millimeter zoom, these numbers are going to get multiplied by 1.5. So when this lens is attached to a crop sensor camera, this lens is going to multiply all the figures. So let's say we are at 28 millimeter zoom. We are at 28 millimeter zoom. So for a crop sensor camera, that would be a 40 millimeter zoom. If we are at 105, you can multiply that by 1.5. This is what the crop sensor camera is going to show you. But when you're on a full frame, this lens is going to give you these exact values, 28 millimeter to 105 millimeter zoom. This lens also has autofocus and manual focus. So let's look at some of the footage this lens can produce and what 28 and 105 millimeter looks like. Canon RF lens is the new lineup of Canon lenses made for the mirrorless cameras. They offer very similar performance like the EF lenses for full-frame cameras. Some latest full-frame cameras such as EOS RP 4K, R5 Cinema 8K utilize these RF lenses. But it's good to know these cameras can also be mounted with EF lens with the RF to EF adapter. According to some consumers, the RF lens offers around 5% better performance than the EF lenses in some scenarios.